Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy on this Sunday. I hope you all had a great weekend. I had a pretty good one myself. Some ups, some downs, and everywhere in between. But here we are now on Oscar Sunday. Y'all know I love award shows. The truth is, I'm probably going to be intermittently watching the award show and then trying to rewatch it late night tonight because I'm booked and busy tonight, y'all, for the World Girls. For our patrons, we do a Patreon exclusive hangout situation. And tonight's the night that we're doing that. And so that is going to be at 5:30. And then after that, we're doing a one-on-one with one of our top tier patrons. And then we're going live with the World Girls at 7:00. So that's kind of all throughout the Oscars. And I love award shows, so I want to watch it. So I'm probably going to get it spoiled because I'm going to be spoiling it while we're live tonight for the World Girls. And then I'll watch it later because I like hearing all the speeches and stuff. I'm such a sap. But anyway, it is Oscar Sunday. And so today I wanted to talk a little about, and everywhere in between. I think that's the second time I've said that this show. The Oscars. What are our final predictions? Who are we hoping wins? Who do we think is going to win? And all of that. Plus, a couple other things took place that I wanted to make sure that we mentioned. Elon Musk is going to be hosting SNL with musical guest Miley Cyrus. I have not checked in on Darina yet, but I should because I am sure she's not okay with that. Because, oh boy. And then also, the Jews are getting fucked with yet again because the people love to come for the Jews. That's right. I'm only singing about it because that's how I keep myself from crying. So we'll talk about that and whatever questions, comments, concerns you guys have in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy in the super chat as well. Get them in loud, get them in proud, get them in now, because we are talking about all of this. Starting with the first super chat of the day coming through from Stephen Summers, who says, "Hey, Roxy, weekend not great. Chose to support my local movie theater and staff was so unprofessional and apathetic. It ruined my experience." Ooh, Stephen, what happened? So curious. So you went to I'm guessing you went to go see Mortal Kombat and the staff was unprofessional. How? Like in a non-COVID friendly way? Or tell me more. Really, really interested to hear what took place, what went down. Let us know. It sounds awful. In the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. That's COM is how you spell com. Even if I'm from Boston, it's .com. Let's see what's going on in the Streamlabs right now. The first one of the day coming in from, actually, we had one take place. Yeah, okay, coming in before the show started from Christian Hardesty. He says, "Hey, Roxy, been thinking a lot about my comment from the other day, wanting a Marine Captain America. I have a lot of thoughts, but to sum up, there's not any comic precedence for it, and I'm just biased from my time enlisted. Still want it, though. Semper Fi." I think that, Christian, I totally hear you about wanting a Marine Captain America, but I also think having Sam as Captain America and having a black man as Captain America is so monumental and huge that as much as I think we all want to see ourselves represented, I fight for more Jewish characters on screen. You fight for more Marines. We all want to see ourselves represented. I think we can all acknowledge how cool it is that Sam is Captain America and we have a black cap. So hopefully, even though you would like to see Marine as Cap at some point, that is something that you can appreciate as well. Glenn Caesar in the Streamlabs says Miles Cosgrove, Brett Hankison, Jonathan Mattingly arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. All three of them for killing Breonna Taylor. Hope today is the day. Justice for all the people who've lost their lives due to excessive force. Hashtag say their names. Hashtag say their names over and over again, guys. As we continue to do this, I saw today they put on Twitter, there was this I don't know who ran the poll. Oh, fuck. Frozen too quickly. Oh, it's because it's open. All right, y'all know the deal. I'll be back in about 2 seconds. Catch you on the flip side. BRB, homie G's. And I wasn't even frozen in a very flattering position either. It was really, really just not too cute. All right, she's back. I think I know why. Well, I told you guys it's because of the thing I downloaded is why I think it's frozen. But I think one of the reasons that it freezes is if I have Zoom or Skype open at the same time as this. I'm testing a theory, but I keep trying to figure out what it is. Ugh, so frustrating. Anyway, here I am, and I'm back talking about hashtag say their names because today on Twitter, I saw that there was this stat that was that said 46% of Republicans believed that the Derek Chauvin verdict was incorrect. And I was like, what? Feels like anybody with eyes. How are you a human being with eyes and thinks that's incorrect? So say their names is as important now as ever. We're going to continue to do so because it fucking matters. And we're not going to let people forget names like Breonna Taylor. And also, we're not going to let names like Miles, Brett, and Jonathan just go unchecked as they just walk around in the world. Glenn Caesar also says hello and good afternoon. Roxy, Rocks, RJ, Skittles, Chunk, GPS, Misdirection, Silver the Elf, Zilla, Queen Badges, Dimples, Rocks or Teas, Shmodown Modi, well wishes, and thanks for hanging out. Love to you, Grammy and Papa. Peace, bunnies, hugs, and good stuff to you and yours. RJ and everyone who shows up to give their support whenever, however they can when it gets tough, even if by yourself, you're not alone. Everyone who's battling, keep on fighting. You are a winner. You're kind. You are smart. You are unique and refreshing. Showing up for people who need it and want it makes you dope as fuck. Being so unselfishly loving and supportive of others, including strangers on the internet, whether it's strangers on the internet or not, makes you humane and worthy. Your story is important, deserves to be seen and heard. Be most excellent, RJ Rocks and rock stars. Cheers to fuck yeah news, laughter, and joy for all of us in each of our days, our weeks, our months, and even our years. Let's go, Smets, and everyone fighting for today, tomorrow, and more. Smash cancer all day, every day. Yes, Glenn, to all of that. Thank you. Also in the Streamlabs Apollo 3, JP says, fam, ya boy is back to 100% fully vaccinated. Ran 5 miles this morning. Took my dog Max to the park so he could hang with his homies, rolling with the homies. Oscars tonight. I don't care what happens. I just want to see the GOAT David Fincher win Best Director. Prob won't happen. So what do you mean you don't care what happens? And then you just said you care what happens. You do care. It's cool to care, Apollo. Remember that. Cutter Hale on the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stratus. Roxy. Free for All was awesome. I'm a very casual Mortal Kombat fan, and I loved it. Saw it once at the theater and once at home. My showing last night at 10 p.m. was sold out, and it was an IMAX. Promising Young Woman better win Best Picture. Best of 2020, in my opinion. Cutter, so many things to say. Interesting. So the theater you're showing last night at 10 was sold out. What does sold out look like? Were they doing it at a certain capacity, or was every single seat taken? That is cray. I'm glad you got to see it in theaters, though. I still haven't watched Mortal Kombat, which is crazy because I was so excited for it, but the reviews have me a little conflicted. Promising Young Woman was incredible. It's definitely one of the best movies of last year. I don't think it will win Best Picture. I actually don't even know that it should win Best Picture, but I wouldn't be mad if it did because it was so unique and I loved it so much. And we will talk more about that on the show today. Apollo 3 JP in the Streamlabs also adds, also Mortal Kombat. Kind of woof, huh? I don't know because I didn't see it, but that's what the critics are saying. But then also people that I love and trust a lot, like Sam Roberts, are saying it's fucking great. So, wow, she froze again? How? How is that possible? What the fuck is happening? It's so frustrating. All right, y'all. I know I can see when it freezes, guys. You don't need to say it. I can see it's just when I'm off on the other page in the Streamlabs. All right, be right back. Jesus fucking Christ. I'll just be here in one more second. Just the frustration is so real. Like, why? Why? Who knows? And I X'd out of all the things. I don't get it. It's just like anytime I leave the page. But it never used to do that. And it's not an internet thing because my internet's perfect right now. It just freezes. It's like some kind of bug that fucking Skype gave me. I blame it on Skype, which I got for SEN. Why I oughta. All right, keep sending in those Streamlabs. I'll stay here through all the freezes. Luckily, it fixes the second I go out and come back in, so it takes about a total of 5 seconds to fix, but it is still fucking annoying. And that's how I feel. So let's talk about the Oscars. Let's do a little bit of a pre-show for tonight. For those of you guys who haven't seen all the movies, kind of do a little bit of a breakdown. To be honest, I was planning on watching The Father before today, but I haven't yet. I might try to watch it before tonight's show. Depends on if I have time. Although I was really, really not, I'm not looking forward to it because I hear it's an amazing movie. And a lot of these movies this year were amazing movies, but they're all really fucking sad. None of the movies this year were like really, Borat was like a fun movie. All these movies are sad. Nomadland made me pretty sad. Judas and the Black Messiah made me sad. Minari made me sad. And these are movies I love. Promising Young Woman made me sad. These movies, they're fucking sad. And so especially, you guys know The Father is about dementia, and I obviously full-time take care of my papa with dementia, so it's not an ideal subject matter for me. It's kind of like after my mom died, like every single movie I was watching seemed to be about a cancer patient. And I was just like, it's just fucking too much sometimes when it's too close to home. So I still plan on watching it because I want to see it, but I just haven't found the time. Every time I went down to sit to watch it, I was just like, ugh, God, I don't want to do this right now. Sound of Metal, really sad. All of these movies, every single one of them, not one of the Oscar nominations was not a sad movie, in my opinion. While they had some happy moments, Minari has some beautiful light moments in it. They were all sad. They were all fucking sad. And so sometimes it just happens where those are the nominations. But I don't know. Usually in a year, there's at least like one or two. They're not comedies, but they're not just so effing depressing. So that kind of seems to be the theme of the Oscars this year. Sad, 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 which makes sense because we were in a year of sadness. Even for those of us who had happy years or, got engaged or got a new job or made more money, there are people who did those things. Obviously not me, but people. For those people, even they can acknowledge, what dirt did I just find on my face? Even they can acknowledge that this was a sad year in general. The vibe in the air was fucking sad. And so it kind of makes sense that all the movies that we were drawn to this year and the movies that we saw were sad. I guess Mank was not that sad. It was just not, in my opinion, it was just not the best movie. But I guess it wasn't that sad. It wasn't not sad, though. I mean, definitely they're struggling in the film. Trial of Chicago 7, fucking sad. There's some happiness to it, too, but for the most part, fucking sad. So, yeah, that goes over all the best pictures. Let's break them down, though, by best picture. Who do you guys think is going to win best picture this year? Not who do you want to win best picture, but if you're a betting man and the Oscars are in a couple of hours and a few hours from now, we know who's going to be 2021's best picture winner. What is the name of the movie that they are going to announce? Who do you think is going to take best picture tonight? Again, your options are The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, Trial of Chicago 7. So those are the movies that have been nominated for best picture. For a little bit about them, you guys know. Actually, I think you guys know what these are about. If anybody doesn't know what some of these movies are about, you can feel free to ask, and I can kind of go over them. But I think that a lot of these are have some basis in reality too. Mank, obviously, based on a true story. Judas and the Black Messiah, based on a true story. The Trial of Chicago 7, based on a true story. Nomadland, although maybe not a specific true story, is kind of rooted in its community. Same thing with Minari. Same thing with Sound of Metal. There's a lot of truth to a lot of these movies. All right, your guys' money is saying, it seems very, very clear in here that you guys think it's going to be Nomadland. Let's see. Redford Reddington says Nomadland is the safest bet if you're trying to win money. Zeno Hour says probably Nomadland. Pink Sweet says Nomadland. I agree with you guys. As a betting woman, I would say Nomadland is going to win the Oscar this year. I kind of hope it doesn't. And here's the thing. If it does, I'm not upset by it because Frances McDormand is an incredible actress, does a great job in this movie. Chloe Zhao, I think that we're all really excited to see what the future holds for her. And she has been wiping the floor during award season, and she seemingly is just very deserving of it. So if this movie wins, I'm not going to be bummed because it was a good movie. I watched it and I was like, that was a really good movie. But I really believe that movies should represent their communities, and the nomad people don't like this movie very much. And that's a big generalization, but in general, they don't like this movie very much because they don't feel represented by it, because they said, number one, the stuff with Amazon was bothersome to them. The treatment of Amazon employees is not as positive as it was shown. And number two, that this just wasn't an accurate depiction of nomads and the challenges and the tribulations of what it's like choosing this lifestyle. And they didn't connect to it. So because of that, I think that, and because I thought that there was scripts that were more entertaining and or more illuminating than this, I don't want Nomadland to win, although I think that it might. Now, I know we talked about who we think is going to win. What do you guys believe should win? What to you is the best picture of the year? This is a really hard one for me because I've gone back and forth. I have kind of like a top four versus a bottom four, although I haven't seen The Father, so I'm putting it in the bottom four, but I haven't seen it, so that's not fully fair. To me, Minari, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and Judas and the Black Messiah are clearly on the top four. And then the other ones take the bottom place, even though I really did like Nomadland and Trial of Chicago 7, and Mank was fine. None of the movies this year to me were horrific, but because of that, in the top four, I have different reasons for each one of these that I could see them winning or would want them to win. Promising Young Woman, I think, would be really cool to win because Emerald Fennell is an up-and-coming star, not only just on screen and off. She's a writer, director, actress, producer. I mean, this girl can do it fucking all. This story was really unique. I loved the way that it was told. I loved the performances. I thought that it was like a thrillery, wild ride. I loved the colors. Everything about the story was interesting to me. I didn't love the ending, as a lot of people didn't, but it didn't deter from the movie enough for me to not really think that this deserves a shot at it. So I would be happy if Promising Young Woman won, although I think between the top four that I named, it's the least likely to. And also, I don't know that we need it to. When it comes to Minari, I just watched this movie, and you guys know I was like, holy shit. I think it'd be really incredible if Minari won this. Number one, because there was all that controversy about this being a foreign film and not being able to get nominated or whatever the fuck it was, which like it takes place in the United States. So it was such a weird thing. So that Stephen Yeun is unbelievably incredible. We already know that for Best Supporting Actress, the grandmother is going to win. So at least Minari is going to get a little bit of love. But I think it would be really incredible if this won because it's just such a beautiful, simple story that's well done. And I think that we can all kind of relate to it this year, again, about prioritizing and figuring out what we want and what matters to us and how we show those things. I would hardcore root. If this won, I would hardcore fist pump because it just really, truly does deserve that. Looking at their IMDb right now, I didn't realize that Brad Pitt was an executive producer on this movie. Go Brad. So yeah, I think Minari would be an excellent choice to win. Judas and the Black Messiah, I feel like is an Oscar movie. Like this one, I feel like if we look back in 10 years and we're looking at the Oscar winners and it's like, well, one that year was Judas and the Black Messiah, I think we'd be like, that makes sense. It's so relevant to 2021, even though it's a movie about a time period decades ago. You know, it's just so relevant right now. And to tell Fred Hampton's story, I think really, really is important always, but especially this year. And then the way that it was done was really impactful. I think that to have Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield at the helm of this to have two people of that caliber, of that talent, was really important to learn more about the party. I think that this movie deserves to win. And also when we look back in time, we'd be like, yeah, of course that movie won. And then there's Sound of Metal, which if you guys are asking me to choose what movie I think should win Best Picture, and it's one movie, it's Sound of Metal for me. I love Sound of Metal for all of the reasons, but I also I think that every element combined, this movie does not work without every element of it. It's sound editing, the cast, Riz Ahmed in this role, and also being nominated as the first Muslim man nominated for Best Actor. Huge deal. Also, it's 2021. What the fuck? Olivia Cooke. It's respect that it paid to the deaf with a capital D community, the story that it tells, and the way that it makes you question, what would I do, and how do I feel about what he's doing here, and what is my viewpoint on what's happening. Every part of this movie made me feel icky and claustrophobic, made me feel like, just I couldn't take my eyes off of it. And for me, because of all of that, this is the movie that sticks with me the most. So I think that it deserves to win Best Picture. I think it has probably less than a 5% chance of winning Best Picture. I mean, it's just such a low percent chance. But that would be my vote. Let me know from you guys. Let me go into the Streamlabs. Hopefully we don't freeze there. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. What do you guys think will win Best Picture? And what are you guys hoping will win Best Picture in the Streamlabs? Let's see. Apollo 3JP says, LOL, I was being facetious. Of course I care. I'm just saying, in general, Fincher is the guy I'm pulling for. The Oscars this year just feel a bit different. Normally, I live for this shit, but I haven't seen a lot of the noms, unfortunately. Just Mank and Judas. Wow. So if you've only seen those two, then you gotta see the other ones to pull for somebody, I think. Adrian Bailey in the Streamlab says, hi, Roxy. Love that Shakira impression. It cracks me up every time. I'm supporting my fellow Brits at the Oscars tonight. Roxy, do not let anyone get you down. You're the most lovable person and wicked sense of humor. RJ, you're the best ever. Love you, Roxy. Thanks, Adrian, honey. Appreciate you. You're awesome. Curtis Mason in the Streamlab, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, hey, Roxy, I was just testing this out. I sent a Streamlab after Friday's show. I don't know if you got it or it was about Falcon the Winter Soldier. Oh, yeah, Curtis, I did see that, but then I thought I might have read it on air, but I guess maybe I didn't. Let me read it right now. Hey, Roxy, trying out Streamlabs for the first time. I wonder why they only changed Sam's hero name in the ending title card saying Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Bucky had a character arc too. They could have done Captain America and White Wolf. It is interesting. I think because one of those things means so much to the audience that he is Captain America. We have a black fucking Captain America. And White Wolf would have been cool, but I don't think it would have resonated the same way. But it is an interesting point. Thank you for bringing it up, Curtis. Appreciate you. And thank you for the Streamlabs. You're awesome. Pink Sweets in the Streamlabs says, I've seen all the Best Picture noms. The Father made me feel sick. My Nana has Alzheimer's, and all I could see was her. Hopefully you watch it right before World Girls so you don't have to think about it too much after. Good luck. Thanks, Pink Sweets. Thank you. Oh, I'm going to need that luck. I'm going to need it. What do you all think? Thank you, Jake, for throwing this up. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, despite YouTube being a big cunt of a person, always trying to take that down. Yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking for Best Picture as we make our way through this list, because as we know, Best Picture is not the only it's not the only category. We got a lot of categories. We'll go through some of the big ones. Actor in a leading role. We've got Riz Ahmed, Chadwick Boseman, Anthony Hopkins, Gary Oldman, and Stephen Yeun. Here's the thing. There's, I would say, less than 1% chance that Chadwick Boseman doesn't win this. Now, I have not seen The Father, so I don't know about Anthony Hopkins' performance. I have seen all of the rest of these. I think that Riz Ahmed did an unbelievable job in Sound of Metal. I think that Gary Oldman did a pretty good job in Mank. Stephen Yeun was fucking credible in Minari. But not only was Chadwick Boseman perfection in this role, because he was in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, he brought this role to life so much. And he had these two incredible monologues in there that were like gut-wrenchingly moving. And so he was incredible in this. But also, he's won every award up to this point, and also the posthumous award is so Not one person is rooting for somebody else other than Chadwick Boseman. I don't even think that Riz Ahmed is rooting for himself. Like, everybody's rooting for Chadwick Boseman here. And so, yeah, this is a definite Chadwick. I would be shocked if he didn't end up getting it. For actor in a leading role, we've got Sacha Baron Cohen, Daniel Kaluuya, Leslie Odom Jr., Paul Raci, and Lakeith Stanfield. Now, this is always tough because Daniel and Lakeith are both nominated for Judas. And what happens often in these categories is when two actors from the same movie are nominated in the category, votes kind of cancel each other out. Because if you ask me who did a better job, Daniel or Lakeith, I don't know the answer. And so it would be really challenging to vote for one over the other. I guess I would go Daniel, but I don't know, actually. They were both incredible. Sacha Baron Cohen is unrecognizable in Trial of Chicago 7. He is mind-blowingly good in that as well. I still haven't seen One Night in Miami. So I hear Leslie Odom Jr. is really good, but I also hear everybody in that movie was really good. And then Paul Raci for Sound of Metal, I think he did an incredible job. He plays a deaf character who, as an actor, both of his parents are part of the deaf with the capital D community, and he is a ASL fluent since he was since he was a kid. So he did an amazing job representing the community. I think that he would be a great choice, but he's a sleeper pick here. I think that this is going to go to Sacha Baron Cohen because it could go to Daniel Kaluuya, I think, but I think that because of Lakeith being nominated, I think that it's not going to go to Daniel Kaluuya, and I think that it's going to go to Sacha Baron Cohen for a surprise. Just a random guess on this one. I'm not sure, though. I think of them, I would like to see it go to Daniel this year. I would like to see that, but I think that it's going to go to Sacha. And I'd be okay with that, too, because he did an amazing job here. Although if we're going to give it to him for something, I would rather see him win for Borat. But that's not even on the table. Just saying. Daniel seems to be the common, and you guys in the chat right now, you guys are all saying Daniel. It's very possible, but we've seen this tons of years where when two people are nominated for the same movie, it can be very difficult. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Would love to hear from you all. Let's go to actress in a leading role. We've got Viola Davis, we've got Andrea Day, Vanessa Kirby, Frances McDormand, and Carey Mulligan. I have not seen The United States versus Billie Holiday, and we saw Andrea Day. Andrea Day won the Golden Globe, I believe it was, because I remember watching her speech, which was really beautiful, but I haven't seen it, so it would be hard to say that that was the one because I haven't seen it. I've seen the rest of these. Viola Davis was so good in Ma Rainey. I mean, holy shit. She's a force to be reckoned with. Obviously, I've watched her on TV for years, but this is like, whoa, next level. Vanessa Kirby is heartbreakingly gut-wrenching in Pieces of a Woman. She delivers a perfect performance here, and I think Vanessa Kirby is like an it girl. She is a star. Frances McDormand, obviously, for Nomadland, she doesn't know how to turn out a bad performance. And Carey Mulligan for Promising Young Woman, unbelievable. This category is stacked. I mean, this might be the most stacked category of any category this year. Holy crap. As we keep looking at that, I do want to take this before it goes away. Cutter Hale said, my showing had one seat between each group. Also, Love and Monsters better when CGI. With Daniel has supporting actor locked. One between, okay, so it's like a 50%. 50% full theater. Interesting. I don't know that Daniel has it locked. I don't know, guys. I don't know. We'll see. Well, we will definitely see. For this one, who I want to win, oh, God, this is so hard. They were all so good. I will say, in general, I think that actress in a leading role is the toughest category at the Oscars every year. Because when these women come out to play, holy shit. Holy shit. But I think that I give it to I think I give it to Carey Mulligan. I feel torn I feel torn all of the ways. Maybe Viola Davis, but maybe Carey Mulligan. I think that I don't give it to Frances McDormand. I haven't seen Andrew Day. Vanessa Kirby was incredible, but because it's a Shia LaBeouf movie, I don't think that the Oscars are going to touch it because they're going to have to show. Yeah, I just don't think they're really going to touch it. And yeah, Carey Mulligan with that. I mean, it was a wild performance, and Viola Davis deserves it as well. So I'm between the two of them. I think Viola's more likely to win it, but my vote would probably go to Carey Mulligan, even though. Holy shit with Viola on that one. What do you guys think? Streamlabs in. Let me know who should win actress in a leading role. Some really good options here. Really good options here. People's brackets must be fucked up this year because you just don't fucking know. You just don't know. Going to actress in a supporting role, we've got Maria Bakalova, who is the shining star of the Borat movie. Glenn Close for Hillbilly Elegy, which I did not see, and here is not very good, but leave it to Glenn Close to always be the best part of a not great movie. Olivia Colman for The Father, which you guys know I didn't see. Amanda Seyfried, or I say Seyfried. Everybody seems to pronounce it differently, for Mank. And Ya Jung Yoon, hopefully I said that right, for Minari. This, as much as I love Maria Bakalova in Borat, this so clearly needs to go to Ya Jung Yoon. Hopefully I hear her name and I don't fuck this up, because this woman is next level good. Oh, I love her. If you guys don't know her in Minari, she is the grandmother in Minari, and she kind of reminds me of my grandmom, and I think she probably feels like she reminds a lot of people of their grandparents, because she's, as they say multiple times throughout the film, you're not a normal grandmother. You're not like a grandmother. She's quirky and quick and funny and really loves her grandkids and shows up for her fucking family. And she's got this heartbreaking, gut-wrenching story arc, and you just root for her so hard. You love her immediately. This actress just like takes a character that could have been so mediocre and makes her into a living legend. It's just so perfect. So she not only does she have my vote, but I think she's got the Oscars vote as well. Cena says she reminds me a lot of my grandma. I think a lot of people do. Brittany Parker says her SAG Awards acceptance speech was so cute. Oh, I didn't see that. I'd love to. I want to go back and watch that. Hopefully she wins tonight so we can see her speech. Going to the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Glenn Caesar says, I don't care about Mortal Kombat critics ratings. It ain't woof to me. I'm here for it. I refuse to let anybody yuck my yum. I just want to like what I like, and everyone else is free to like the things that they like. Hopefully that's cool. Yeah, Glenn, I always say this. It's so weird to try to convince somebody not to like something. All the time, if I like something, somebody tries to convince me not to like it. It's like, what? I always try to convince somebody, if you're trying to convince somebody anything, convince them to like it, not to like something. It doesn't make sense. Paul 3JP in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, forgot, I also saw Promising Young Woman. Would be cool to see Mulligan win. Maria Bakalova for Best Supporting would be fantastic, but I don't see the Academy doing that. Maybe, though, crazier things have happened. Rami Malek won Best Actor. Yeah, he did. I thought it was a great performance, but you're not alone in that people cite that all the time. Glenn Caesar in the Streamlab says, LOL, yeah, Roxy, checking on Dorina, probably a good idea with Elon Musk and SNL news. Hopefully she's doing her bad Bruja stuff and doing some rituals, casting her spells. Either way, wishing her, you, and all of us smiles and laughter, and no fuck no news. Yeah, cheers to no fuck no news. Uh-oh, I'm going to sneeze, y'all. Uh-oh. Not yet. Ah. Whoa. It's like the devil comes out of you. Really, truly wild. Whoa. All right, continuing to work our way through the Oscars. I think for animated feature film, even though I didn't see all of these, I think Soul has it. Seems to be the one everybody continues to talk about. So I would be pretty surprised if it didn't. For directing, I definitely am not on the Fincher Mank train. I think that Chloe Zhao has this for Nomadland. I love Emerald Fennell's directing in Promising Young Woman. But to me, the sleeper pick would be Lee Isaac Chung for Minari, because I think that was beautifully directed. but I just don't think that he's got it. And then going to writing for an adapted screenplay. This is Borat, The Father, Nomadland, One Night in Miami, and The White Tiger. I didn't see The White Tiger. It's interesting that this is writing adapted screenplay, and Borat is considered an adapted screenplay instead of an original screenplay. I do not understand that. Why is Borat considered an adapted screenplay? Adapted from what? Life? That's a fucking weird category to put that in. Why is Borat not an original screenplay? Why is it an adapted screenplay? Can anybody answer that question for me? That's fucking weird. I guess for this one, I don't know. What do you guys think should win here? I haven't seen enough in this category to make my best guess. Ben Rayner says, I love Soul, but I just saw Wolfwalkers and it's great too. Would not be mad if that won. Oh, interesting. I haven't seen it, so I would like to check it out based off of your recommendation. Thank you. Christian Campbell says, because it's a sequel. What, all sequels are adapted screenplays? That doesn't make sense. But adapted from what? The first one? But this is nothing to... What? Was Lord of the Rings nominated for a... Well, that is adapted from a book, so that's not a good question. What? All right. I think that's weird. I think that's a weird way to do it, but if that's what they want to do, all right. For original screenplay, nominees are Judas and the Black Messiah, Minari, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, The Trial of Chicago 7. This is really tough. Likely it will go to Trial of Chicago 7 because whenever Aaron Sorkin's nominated for a screenplay, you can't count him out. His words are pretty incredible. But what would I want to see win for screenplay? I think probably of these, either Promising Young Woman or Judas and the Black Messiah, I think, for original screenplay. But like, how are we going to say that things based off real life events are original and not adapted, but sequels are adapted like Borat? That doesn't make any sense. You guys are saying it's adapted from the Ali G show. I mean, I love that show, Hippie, but what? I don't know. I guess. All right, fine. I'm not going to bitch about it any longer, but it's still confusing to me. For makeup and hairstyling, Emma, Hillbilly LG, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, and Pinocchio. Pinocchio? What? Is Pinocchio eligible? What? In what world? Help me out here, guys. Some of these things are happening strangely. What am I missing? That Pinocchio is something that's eligible for, 2019's Pinocchio. It looks like the puppet creation. All right. I've tapped on these. We've gone over the major categories. Robert Benigni's Pinocchio. Yeah, that's what this is just saying. I'm confused. How are you guys feeling about all these? Let me know your Oscar predictions. We are going to move on from Oscar talk momentarily, but I would love your last minute thoughts, things that you're really pulling for, things that you think are going to happen. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Let me know, as we are going to move on to talk a little bit about Elon Musk. Elon Musk, y'all, he's going to be hosting SNL. This is so bizarre. This is truly a strange time that we're living in a world in which Elon Musk is going to be the host of SNL. I was going through all past SNL hosts last night as I saw this. There have been some weird ones, but to me, this is maybe the strangest, especially because the musical guest that night is Miley Cyrus, who is unbelievably capable of being the host. I think she's hosted before. So to see Miley Cyrus as the musical guest, I feel bad for her because I feel like people are not going to want to watch this episode where Elon Musk is hosting it because of the Drinas and the Us's of the world who are like, why the fuck is Elon Musk hosting SNL? Like, this man is not what did he do? Donate a ton of money? Like, why is he Why are they doing this? Is it a publicity stunt? What? There's no way he's going to be good at this, right? I would doubt it. What's his opening monologue going to be? What sketches are we going to put him in? Just make it Miley all the way through. Why is this the way that it is? So confusing. This is Eve 6 frontman Max Collins tweeted, Elon Musk is incapable of being funny, which in and of itself is funny, but I'm sure SNL will figure out a way to make it not funny. See, that's so mean. And like you guys know, I love SNL. I'm a huge SNL fan supporter. But this decision is a strange one. I'm gonna need them to clarify. Like, I just want to know why. What are they hoping that this brings to the table? Just curious in all this. I would like an explanation. Doubt we'll get one, but would like one. Bear Hudson says, I really hope a lot of women and men of color get a chance to win an Oscar award today. Not enough credit is given to Black actors to carry or lead a movie. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, Roxy. Absolutely, Bear. I mean, there are a lot of nominations this year that are really diverse. And, you know, Oscars doesn't always get it right, but at least a lot of the nominations this year I felt like were pretty strong. And thank you, Bear, for sending in that super chat. Really appreciate you. For the rest of y'all, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Let me know what you think about Elon Musk hosting SNL. Apollo3JP says, dude, side note in the Streamlabs, you inspired me to watch Entourage again from episode 1. Still love it. Every episode has an average of 5 things that, by today's standards, would have you thrown in jail, but it's still great. Also, Elon hosting is hilarious. People hate. Yeah, I love Entourage, and definitely it doesn't hold up the same way and would not be able to come today. But yeah, and then it's not that I'm hating. It's just like, you know, Elon Musk it's a weird choice when Miley Cyrus is there. Let Miley do it. I love Miley. I love Miley. I love me some Miley. But there are real world things going on that are much worse than this that make this look like pudding. Is that an expression that makes sense? I don't know. I actually really like pudding. I really wish I had pudding right now. Why don't I have fucking pudding? And why don't I have Pop-Tarts? Last night, that was a big problem. Where are my Pop-Tarts? I ate them all. Really wish I had pudding and Pop-Tarts. Don't have either. Huge issue. Not relevant to what I was about to talk about, though. The Jews are being fucked with yet again. Yet a fucking again. So this is what happens when you wake up and you're Jewish and you go to Twitter. Almost every single day that I am on Twitter, I wake up, I look on Twitter, they know to target me because I am Jewish, and I see some fucking huge either hate crime towards the Jews or insensitivity towards the Jews or something that makes me roll my eyes and think like, ugh, why every day in the world is this happening all the time? And then a lot of the people I follow are Jews. And so I see all the Jews that I follow that are tweeting about it. Like, what the fuck is this? Why is this taking place? Why can't this be stopped? And then I see my non-Jewish friends who don't say jack shit about it and continue to talk about all the things that they're talking about. Yet those are the same people who are always standing up for the little guy. You know, all my friends that are posting about BLM or about Stop Asian Hate or about all the things that we should be talking about, they're never standing up for the Jews. And it's really fucking frustrating because I don't understand. And apparently there's a book that references this a lot that I want to read. I marked this down. What the fuck is it called? I really want to read this book. What is it called? I just wrote this down. Where the hell did it go? The Jews. It's called The Jews Don't Something. I put it on my Audible. Jews Don't Count by David Baddiel, who I also saw tweeting about this morning, and apparently it talks about this all the time. But I'm just frustrated. I'm frustrated by the fact that it's constantly my Jewish friends standing up for Jews and my Jewish friends that are standing up for all the other groups that need our fucking help, and nobody else is standing up for the Jews. And this just seems to happen non-fucking stop. So I was very, very frustrated by that this morning. I'll tell you guys what happened. So apparently in England, there is a bunch of anti-vaxxers that are hanging out and they are kicking it. And they have decided that their symbol is the Star of David, a yellow felt or yellow Star of David. I'll show you guys pictures. And they are equating what's happening to them, saying that like they're being told that they should wear masks and take this vaccination. They're saying that is like being a Jew during the Holocaust, being having to wear a yellow felt Star of David. Now, it's just so ridiculous because of all the fucking reasons, but you don't. Well, I'll go over all the reasons, but I'll show you these pictures first. Here are some pictures of people at this protest wearing the Star of David. This one, in case you guys cannot see it, is a Star of David that says COVID in the middle of it. And on the sweatshirt, it says, "Will you let this happen again?" Like, as if this is the Holocaust. Okay. Then there's this one, this guy with the shit-eating grin on his face with the Star of David. And this one, clearly a Karen, just in all of her Karen glory, wearing this Star of David around her neck. I can talk about all the reasons this is offensive. I can explain what it means. Just in general, it's just really frustrating that nobody seems to, it doesn't seem to matter to anybody. And it's like, we're getting fucking torched. And Jews are reportedly the group with the most amount of hate crimes. The minority with the most amount of hate crimes. And nobody says jack shit for us. And it's fucking frustrating. So I know it's not a comparison, and I'm not, by no means am I saying we shouldn't be speaking out for everybody, because we should. But I feel like the Jews really try to do our job as allies. And then the people we're allies to don't have our fucking backs. And it's fucking frustrating. Or the people who, just people in general. So what this is saying, what these people wearing this are saying is that because you guys, we're being persecuted. And the reason that this is so egregious is because when you were forced to wear a Star of David, a felt Star of David, to identify you as Jewish, that was so that they could murder you. That was so that they could take you to concentration camps and work you till death, or gas you because you were unable to work. That's what you're wearing that for. That's what the tattoos are for. That's what the star is for. It is so that we can identify Jews so we can murder them. In what fucking world is that the same thing as saying everyone should wear masks and get vaccinated to help people live longer? In what fucking world is that? It's just so, and even people who I saw trying to stand up for the Jews, they were like, this is inadvertent Jewish hate. And it's not inadvertent. It's directly Jewish hate. To say that this is the same as 12 million people dying during the Holocaust, during the fucking Holocaust, is the same thing as us saying you should get vaccinated so that you don't die and your loved ones don't die. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? What is that? So I'm just like fucking tired of it. Every day I'm seeing this stuff on my Twitter, and I know that that's based on the algorithm, and I know you guys are not seeing the same shit I am, but every day I fucking wake up to something like this, where there's a protest where people are insulting the Jews, or there's a synagogue that's getting shot up, or every fucking day, and it never is making national fucking news, and no one else other than Jewish people, like the people I see always talking about, it's me, it's Yell, it's Zach Wilson, it's Jillian Leff, it's all my Jewish friends that are in this space. And those are people that a lot of you guys probably don't even know, Yell, because she's been on the show. But I go and I check their stuff and I see they're talking about it. And then I check all my other people's stuff and nobody's fucking talking about it. And it's just like, why? Why is this not the same as other hate crimes? Why do people not acknowledge that the Jews need fucking help too? It's so fucking frustrating. And this is why I had such a hard time with my friends calling Trump Hitler, because as much as I fucking hate Trump, which I do, and you guys know I do, he's not fucking Hitler. Hitler gassed 6 million of my people. And when we do things like that, we underplay the Jews' plight and our trauma, because we're saying that it's the same to be living through, as a person, as a United States citizen, it's the same to be living through the through 2020 with Trump as it was to be a Jew in 1942 in fucking Germany. Like, and they're not the fucking same thing. And it's just frustrating. Like, it's not the same. He's not the same. This is not the same. And this is a problem. And it seems like a small thing. Like, oh, they're wearing the star that's fucking disrespectful. But this is how it started. This is how anti-Semitism led to a fucking Holocaust. And the Jews seem to be the only ones who acknowledge and believe that this 1000% could happen again. We all the Jews talk about this and think about this. We are very well aware that this could happen again. We all think about it. And nobody else seems to acknowledge that, because nobody would have acknowledged that it could have happened the first time, because it just happened. But it didn't just happen. There were 50 million signs leading up to it. So anyway, this morning as I was looking at this, I was just like, just want to see one of my fucking friends, like, whatever. And then William Bibiani did retweet my tweet, which I really appreciated, because I don't believe he's Jewish. And not that everybody who's not Jewish needs to retweet things all the time or whatever, but it's just nice when non-Jews step up and share shit about Jewish issues. Because otherwise we're just kind of, the Jews are just talking into a void to the other Jews all the fucking time, just about Jew things, Jews to Jews to Jews to Jews to Jews. So yeah. PJ Campbell also retweeted it. Thank you to Jake Yacovetta, who did too. And then a lot of the other Jews that I know. As I was looking at the replies on it, I'm seeing last names, and it's like Greenblatt, Snyder, like whatever. And I'm just like, yes, I get that. And I love that all the Jews are responding, but are we clear on what I'm trying to say? Which is like, we are asking for help from our friends that are not Jewish, because there's not enough of us. We make up less than 1% of the population. We are such a small percentage of the population where there's not enough of us. People, as you guys tell me all the time, I'm the first Jew that you fucking know. Not all of you, but a lot of you. I'm the first Jew that you know. Which is also why I get down on some of my Jewish friends, even though it's not our job. You know, there's some Jews in this space you don't even know are fucking Jewish, and they never talk about it. And it's like, God, use your fucking platform. Do something. Anyway, I just went on a little bit of a rant, but this is fucking disgusting. And I really, I was looking at these images, and I'm just like, I feel like we can identify this man. This man should not fucking get a job. Like, you cannot wear that as a fucking man in this world, in today's culture, in today's society, and you should not be able to be fucking hired for wearing a yellow felt Star of David on your chest, relating what happened in the Holocaust to fucking having to wear a mask. You fuck. And I'm not going to forget your face. I'm never going to hire you. And that's how I feel. Jimmy Nails in the super chat says, my rabbi grandfather didn't get shot down over Europe, so these morons could completely misunderstand freedom, and people like Marjorie Taylor Greene could say stuff like that. Rage. Yeah. I know. Papa got shot down 3 times. I can't even fucking believe he's still with us. Insane. So there's my thank you for coming to my TED Talk for the day. Bear Hudson says, thank you, Roxy, for being authentic when people may convince you otherwise. Thank you for standing up for people of color when most people don't want to. Thank you for being there for me when I was low. Yeah, of course, Bear. And I hope everybody knows I am so proud and happy to be an ally to people who need it and want it. And you guys, I'm preaching to the choir in here, because you guys are the ones who do stand up for me and for my people all the time. Just frustrating that a lot of other people don't. So all that and a bag of potato chips. Where's that expression come from? I just don't know. In the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Glenn Caesar says, most importantly, the fact that people are stupidly equating COVID prevention protocols with being in concentration camps during the Holocaust is just so fucking dumb and actually very dangerous concept to put out there. I stand with my Jewish friends. Thank you, Glenn. Yeah, I know. And you would think that most people would understand that, but they just fucking don't. Also in the Streamlabs, April Rain says, I've tried researching this, but can't find a clear answer. I was listening to a podcast. Somebody mentioned I'm not Jewish because my mom isn't, even though my dad is. So you can't call yourself Jewish if your mom isn't. Why is that? Thank you. April, really fair question. I actually go over this in a script of mine. You absolutely, and it's such an antiquated system. You absolutely can be Jewish if you identify as being Jewish. If your father's Jewish and your mother's not Jewish, you absolutely, I would consider you a Jew. If you want to consider yourself a Jew, you absolutely can. Traditionally speaking, in the Jewish community, you are Jewish if your mother is Jewish. Now, there's a lot of theories about why are you Jewish if your mom is Jewish, but not if your dad is Jewish. I think that this was to protect Jewish women at the time from because non-Jews would not be with Jewish women. And so from them being able to be in a relationship and marriage, because they are unable to, in ancient times, a long time ago, they were unable to do anything without being married. You don't have certain rights. And so if you wanted your kid to be Jewish, you need to have a Jewish wife. I think that is where it long time ago comes from. But it is such an antiquated system, and so not what me or my Jewish friends believe. If you are, one of my closest friends, mom is Christian, dad's Jewish. She identifies as she's half and half. She's half Christian, half Jewish. You're totally allowed to do that. To go on birthright, which is a trip that Jews, by being born, their birth, have the right to go to Israel. And it is like paid for by this organization. It's a kind of an unbelievable thing. But you don't need to have your mother be Jewish to go on birthright. You just need to be Jewish, which your father can be Jewish. Like you just have to say that you're Jewish. It doesn't have to be with your mom. So it's not how everybody identifies it anymore, but it definitely was at some time. Yeah. This Jewish Boston says, not long ago, there would have been a simple answer to your question. Children are Jewish if born to a Jewish mother. Otherwise, a ritual of conversion is required according to traditional Jewish laws. A person's Jewish status is passed down through their mother. It's perhaps worth noting that the biblical period evidence points towards the custom of patrilineal descent, where children received their Israelite and tribal affiliation through their fathers. Patrilineal descent continues patrilineal to be the practice of the community of Karaite Jews whose Jewish legal framework differs significantly from rabbinic law and practice. Interesting. The tradition of matrilineal descent dates back to at least to late antiquity. Why rabbinic Judaism embraced matrilineal descent is not entirely known. The often repeated, though not necessarily true, reason is that the identity of the mother is always certain, but not of the father. I've heard this one too, that this is, you could only, when men were stepping out and about, and women were stepping out and about, you could only know that who somebody's mom was. You couldn't confirm who somebody's dad was, so that's what made them Jewish. So yeah, I've heard that as well. So those are a couple of different theories, but again, in today's day and age, it's absurd. It's absurd. If one of your parents is Jewish, just the same way, because it's a race. If one of your parents is Jewish, you are Jewish by blood. You're Jewish. So there's no such thing as like if one of your parents is Indian, but it's not your mom, you're not Indian. It's just not how it works. So by blood. When you take like a 23andMe, you could tell if you're Jewish. It's on there as one of the things. It's not just like it's a religion, but it's also a people. It's also a race. So if you're Jewish, you're Jewish. It doesn't really matter where it came from. So it's very, very antiquated. But thank you for asking the question. Hopefully that answers it a little bit. Jake Yakoveta says, it's important for these stories of anti-Semitism to get around more. I usually never hear about them till seeing or hearing you say something about them. It's definitely a problem that they don't get more widely shared. Yeah, it's so true. And I know that. I get frustrated, and then I'm like, the reason nobody's saying something is because nobody's seeing something. It's not because my friends don't want to say anything. It's because they don't know. They don't know. And when I tell people, like every single day I see something anti-Semitic, or somebody says something anti-Semitic to me, or something pops up, and they're like, what? I'm like, wow, you guys are on different fucking socials. You got different things. So, yeah. Going back into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Curtis Mason says, so many of my favorite entertainers and role models are Jewish, but I don't believe I've ever known any person ever known anyone in person who's Jewish. I admit I am very ignorant of current Jewish hate crimes. I'll do better job of educating myself on the topic. I really appreciate that, Curtis. Yeah, there are a lot of Jewish entertainers. Honestly, some of the funniest people alive, and you hear entertainers talk about this a lot, or biggest entertainers are Jews and Black people, because we've experienced an extreme amount of trauma. And when you have experienced an extreme amount of trauma, often you're very funny because you don't take much very seriously, because your people have been enslaved or gassed to death. So a lot of shit's funny to you that isn't those things. So it's very common to have a lot of your favorite comedians or entertainers be of minority groups, because they've been fucked with so much that they're funny. That's just like kind of how it goes. But yeah, I'm very, very well aware that most people don't know Jews. Most people don't know a Jew. And if you are Jewish in a town where there are no other Jews, often you hide being Jewish because you're fucking afraid. So yeah. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for that comment. Appreciate it. And I appreciate you working to educate yourself. And I'm going to try to help educate as well. And you're awesome. Thanks, Curtis. Scott Welsh in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyStar says, hey, Rox, sending love to all. Today was difficult as it was the first time seeing my cousin, who is like a sister, since her dad passed away, 2-year battle with cancer. I have no idea what to say because it just doesn't seem real. She's so incredibly strong. Scott, I think a lot of times people are concerned that they don't know the right thing to say, but sometimes you don't have to say jack shit. It's just about being there and just being there. And you can say that. You can say exactly that. I'm not sure what to say. And if there's anything that would be helpful, you let me know, but just know that I'm here. And that is enough. Because I think some people don't show up because they don't know what to say, which obviously you showed up anyway, but it's okay to not know what to say. You still got to show up anyway. So I'm glad you did and appreciate you sharing that with us. I'm really sorry for her loss and for your loss as well. All right, we are getting out of here. Don't worry, I will be with you guys for a long time today. If you are part of the World Girls Patreon and you are at the eligible tier, then I will be seeing you guys for our hangout, which is going to be at 5:30 to 6:30. If you are not part of that, then don't worry. I'll be seeing you guys at 7 o'clock tonight. Usually we're about 7 to 9, where we'll be talking about the Oscars. We'll be announcing things live, all of that good stuff. Much love to all of you guys. We appreciate you. By we, I mean me. So that, yeah, we appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you for all the support. I hope that you guys remembered to make your bed this morning. If not, go do it now. Put down the toilet seat. You don't want those paflumes. Check your internet. You should probably blow on it. We know that that works. Brett, Miles, Jonathan, arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. All 3 of them for killing Breonna Taylor. This one is very important. Don't trend with the Holocaust. Because today, by the way, all of these people wearing the stars, you know what the trend was? You know what was trending on Twitter? Holocaust. The Holocaust was the #1 thing trending for me on Twitter this morning, and a lot of mornings. Can't believe I continue to have to say this. Don't trend with the Holocaust. Don't trend with the Holocaust. It's fucking insane. I'll see you guys later tonight for World Girls. And if not, then I'll see you tomorrow live at the Roxy. Much love, everyone. Thank you for being here. And stay safe, stay sane.